A great new car for American performance enthusiasts. An icon of the industry in a place that we all know and love with Carroll Shelby. A hero to those who celebrate performance and speed. A thoroughbred engineered to tackle the most challenging roads and racetracks. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-new Shelby GT350 Mustang.
Designing, testing, and trial runs behind every new innovation or new performance record. How do I know? My name is Carroll Shelby, and performance is my business.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ford's Executive Vice President, Marketing, Sales and Service, Jim Farmer.
What a special day. Joe said we have a lot of special cars at Ford, but here we are in Carroll's house, right here in Gardena, and with such a special car. I have to tell you that I love getting to know Carroll. And if you knew Carroll, the one thing that he'd always say is, what's next? Well, we're really proud to share with you this really special car today. And I am so delighted that the whole team that created it is here, from the design team and the engineering team, but also that we're doing it here in Carroll's home place. This is a very special place for him. And it makes perfect sense we're here today. I'd like to share a little bit more about the car itself, because we had very ambitious goals as we set out to develop and execute this product. Certainly, it's the most athletic Mustang ever, the GT350. And as much as it's great to look at, I just wish you could drive it, because that's really what makes it different. It's truly a ground-up performance vehicle. All the features that I'll talk about combine to make this car so special. It has a soul and a personality. And yes, it's intended to be driven on all the great tracks and roads in the world, but that experience itself is what makes this car different, not just the specs. It's great in the straight line, but what really makes this different is how it feels when you drive. You know, we have so many new performance vehicles in our industry, but there's only a couple of brands that really still are truly different and have that secret sauce. I'd say the 911 and the Mustang are two. This is the GT350. It's very similar in character than actually the 911 GT3. Has the same aspirations, and it occupies, in our eyes, the same territory. Yes, for traditional buyers like myself, it ticks all the boxes, but that's not our ambition. Our ambitions were to be much more sophisticated and attract a new group of customers. You know about the original GT350. I mean, if you were asked Carroll what that car was about, it was never intended to be on the road. He took the Mustang and he changed it for one specific reason: to win the B Production SCCA Championship. That was it. We built the road cars as a consequence of that ambition. Well, this car is truly that same essential race car for the street. We're also really proud to announce that the GT350 will be the mark of the show at next year's Rolex Monterey reunion. And I cannot wait to be there to see all those cars roll on the racetrack and to be so connected with the thought here. We all know that that original 65, really, the essence of that car really was unique in the industry at that time, and the 66 and beyond were different in a way. Well, this car is really meant to connect using new technology to even a broader audience, that same idea of the defined performance. So let's take a look more on the product. Certainly, its stance is really important, but from an engineering standpoint, one of the most important fundamental changes that the engineering team made was that we increased the front track 35 millimeters. That may not sound like a lot, but it's a big deal. It's a really big deal for our customers. Certainly, all the springs, bushings, every part of the suspension has been refined specifically for the targets that we set for this vehicle. Another interesting thing you may not notice, but you will, is from the A-pillar forward, all the body panels in this vehicle are completely unique. They're maximized for airflow and aerodynamics and cooling. The front fenders and the hood, are fully aluminum. And as well in the rear, you'll see a really unique spoiler, but also a fully functional rear diffuser. And of course, more is better, so we have 4 exhaust pipes. It not only looks great, but more importantly, it sounds great. And if you've ever owned or been in a GT350 1965, you know that sound is as much a signature of the vehicle as the way it drives. The suspension is completely race inspired, and it maximizes the potential in the car. And especially important are the tire package. The Michelin Pilot Super Sport. These are specifically developed just for the GT350. Incredibly attractive package. The foundation of any handling is, of course, the rigidity and stiffness of the base vehicle platform. And boy, we have a great platform here, as Joe said, with the new Mustang. All the chassis development work was done around the world. There were 2 key development tracks, the Nürburgring and VIR, here in the States. The team really spent so much time on the chassis tuning itself to get that feel just right. Front stiffness has been further enhanced with a lightweight power brace and carbon fiber grille opening reinforcements for that stiffness. Next area I really want to highlight is the braking. This was a key target for us and the team. The braking performance features very large, extremely large, 6-piston Brembo front caliber brakes in the front and 4-piston in the rear. You can see the sizes up there. These are massive brakes, but what's most important is that we have a 2-piece rotor. And not only do they look great, but they function fantastic. And this is also a big cost of ownership for customers versus a composite solution. We also have MagnaRide dampers, which really deliver that world-class performance feel that's unique to the GT350. Well, let's talk about what's under the hood and the powertrain. We have an all-new 5.2-liter V8. It's very high revving and naturally aspirated. We feel that the naturally aspirated V8, with all the changes that we made, really is the perfect package to deliver that real essential performance feeling. It's, as Joe said, over 500 horsepower and over 400 foot-pounds of torque. We won't give you the actual number, but that's where we start. Most powerful, naturally aspirated Ford production engine ever. And yes, it features a flat plane crankshaft. It really helps the engine operate at those higher RPMs, and you can really feel, as you drive a vehicle, that unique characteristic. It's something the engineering team really fought hard for, and thankfully they did. And it delivers, of course, that very unique, distinctive sound. The V8 is teamed with the Tremec 6-speed transmission, It's a really low effort shift, especially even at high RPMs. And we also have selectable drive modes for the customer. And we also have this really cool available track pack, which has enhanced oil cooler and other features for the track. And more customers we see doing track days. A track app is not just an exotic thing, it's really very important feature for customers. Now moving inside, the interior has also been optimized for performance. There are a lot of changes. We have these